Look, one of the biggest mistakes that you can do today is copying the same storytelling advice from Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, or Facebook and paste it right into your emails. Why? Because that's like trying to use pizza recipe to cook rice and the format does not work. That framework does not work, right? That's why in today's video, I'm going to show you the 3 storytelling techniques that actually work in email marketing. So if you stick with me till the end, you will know exactly how to write emails that people actually finish reading, whether they want or not, okay? Because these 3 techniques will highlight, okay, the mistakes that you should avoid when writing a story, because most people just consider writing a story as writing a story, but there are mistakes that people make. So we need to highlight those mistakes so that you won't do the same thing, and I will tell you exactly what to do so that your storytelling will give you more sales in your emails, right? So are you ready? So let's get into it. Okay, so first thing is first, right? Technique number 1, show the moment, don't explain the lesson. Now what do I mean? Do not tell the reader what they should think or what they should do in the story, because nobody likes to be told what to do. I don't know about you, but I do not. Okay, and when you explain the lesson or when you tell people what to do, okay, people get turned off. So instead, show one specific moment and let the reader connect the dots, because the brain believes what it can picture on its own and not what it's told. So here's how this whole thing works, right? You need to take a problem, you agitate it a little bit, meaning you need to make the readers feel what happens if they stay in the same situation for a long time, and then after that you point toward a solution without spelling it out completely. So you give them one clear outcome and then let them extract the lesson on their own, right? So basically it's something like this. You start by identifying a problem using your story, right? And then you agitate, you show them exactly what will happen if they decide to stay with the problem for a long time, but by using the story, right? And then you give them a possible outcome. Now it can be your offer, it can be your product, it can be your service, anything, right? But it has to be the point of outcome. Okay, now we should not explain anything, we should just tell them the story and then let them reach their own conclusion, because they will believe it far more than if you told them what to think. And that belief is what makes them take more action, right? It will make them buy your program, it will make them buy your offer or your service or your product, right? So that's number 1. Number 2, you need to make the story that you're telling a mirror and not a trophy. Now what do I mean, don't make the story that you're telling a trophy? Let me explain. So most people, when they tell the story or when they tell a story, they make it all about themselves. So you should not do the same mistake, meaning you should not make it about your wins, you should not make it about your journey, you should not make it about your experience. Why? Because your reader does not care about your experience yet. They don't care about your wins, they don't care about your journey. Instead, what they care about is themselves and their own situation and their problem. Now this has limits, right? If you have built enough trust with your email list, it might work, right? But because most of the beginners, they haven't built enough trust, okay, with their readers or with their clients, then telling your wins, your journey, your experiences will not bring any impacts at all. So instead of making a story all about you, make it mirror the reader, okay? Describe something that they may be living through right now. Maybe it's their frustration, maybe it's their problems, maybe it's their pain points, or maybe it's the thing that's keeping them up at night, right? Because when someone reads your email and thinks, wait, this is exactly what I'm going through right now, that is the moment that trust starts being built, right? And that trust is exactly what sells, okay? It's not your story that's doing the selling for you, but the fact that your story made them feel understood or made them feel something in themselves, then that's exactly what's going to make them buy your product, buy your service, buy the trophy. So this is a simple illustration, okay? Don't make it all about you, make it all about them, right? Technique number 3, and the last one, is start mid-scene and not the beginning. Now, before you say, okay, this is the common thing, I want to make it clear, okay? Never start your email with setup, background, and then context. Like something like, hey, I want to tell you about a time when blah, 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 blah happened, right? That's the wrong format, okay? Instead, what you want to do is drop your readers into a moment that is already moving, right? Not the setup, not the context, not the beginning, but in the action, right? In the middle of the action, right from the very first line of your email, you drop them in the middle of the action. And here's why this actually works, okay? The truth is that our brain, or human brains, hate unfinished scenes. So when you start in the middle of something, or maybe of the story, your readers will immediately want to know what happens next or how exactly that happened, okay? It creates something like a loop in their mind, right? And that will keep them reading your email on and on and on and on. So when someone opens your email and then in the very first line you drop them into a scene already in motion, like in the middle of your story, they will keep reading. Not because they plan to, not because they want to, no, but because their brain won't let them stop until they find find out what exactly happened. So an illustration can be something like this. Don't tell people like, I wanted to share something with you today. A while back I was thinking this might work. Okay, it's not that it completely doesn't work. It might work, but a stronger version could be something like dropping them at the middle of the scene. Okay, something like I almost closed my business Tuesday morning, blah 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 blah. Okay, it was 6 a.m, no client, 3 bills overdue, and then my phone rang, blah 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 blah. You open a loop and then you keep your readers reading, right? Now the bottom line is that when you do these 3 things, okay, your readers will finish your email before even they decide whether they want to care or not. Okay, and that is exactly what a storytelling email actually looks like. So if you want your readers to keep opening your emails and read your emails to the end so that you can get more sales, more conversions, more clicks to your offers, then this is exactly what you should implement. You can just watch this video again, save it for later, and yeah, I hope you find value. Let me know in the comment section if you have any questions. Like, subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Peace out.